Hey everybody, Jeff Bates is the name. Dope Dad is the channel. You know that if you're here. That's my good friend Nikki. I'm gonna let her say what she wants because I know the whole don't ruin the magic thing, but I've already kind of given the hint. Nikki, you want to say hello to people as they come in?
Sure. Hello, everyone.
Nikki used to work at a few places, so I don't really know the etiquette of telling people what the. I don't want to give away any secrets as we were just talking, but I'm just going to throw it out there. You shut me up if you should shut me up. She worked at Disney Animal Kingdom at a place where people jump around and sing songs, and a lion is our friend. Is that fair enough?
That is fair enough. I am a part of the opening crew, the opening cast of Disney's Animal Kingdom.
You know, I didn't even know it was the opening cast. That's even better.
I was part of the opening cast, yes.
That's so fun.
As you can see here, I am a proud member, former cast member of Festival of the Lion King, and hung out with Mickey Mouse and Timon a whole lot. They're great little furry people. Great furry people. So yes, Disney, I am one of those people that bleeds Disney, speaks Disney. I cry at Fantasmic, and if you don't, I think you have no soul.
Right.
I'm one of those people for sure.
Oh, great. Fantastic gets me every time. I got a fantastic story that I'm not going to share because I will cry and it'll ruin our whole thing. But I totally agree with you there.
Yeah, it's a great place.
So I have a question. I'm going to say hi to everybody in chat as they're coming in, but as we let people pop in, how does anyone stop working at Disney? Like I've been to Hawaii and I don't know how people ever leave. I've not worked at Disney, but I'm pretty sure I would never come back. How did you get pried away? Did you love it as much as I think you loved it? I think I know the answer. But
yes, you can't work for Disney and then not become a part of your DNA. You're a part of a fraternity or sorority that very few people are a part of. And by my working in the entertainment department and dancing and doing parades, it's an even smaller sorority or fraternity than the whole. So, you know, you become such a part of, you really are a magic maker. It's, you know, it sounds cliche. Oh, people who work for Disney make magic. When you see the things that go on there on a daily basis and how it's just inherently, it's, you know, you go above and beyond and you live off of seeing people smile or making a moment for people. It just becomes part of you. It's all about, it really is a service organization.
I love that so much.
It's, you know, it speaking as someone who's in business now and working on an MBA, you won't find too many organizations where there's a clear message from the top to the bottom and everybody's pretty much on the same page. When you're a Disney person, I don't care if you're in a suit working somewhere, you are a Disney person. So it was really hard to leave. For me, I left when I was midway through my college career because at first I was there on college program. And I was blessed in the sense that typically they didn't take freshmen. But it was like, okay, well, you know, we've got some new things going on. You know, we're going to go ahead and interview freshmen. So my second semester of freshman year was when I went down to Florida and moved to Florida. And it was even more of a blessing because typically folks on college program didn't go into the entertainment department because there's lots of training and there's lots of behind the scenes things. It's a whole lot more that goes into the entertainment departments at every park. So if you're only going to be there for 4 or 5 months, it makes no sense to train you. But I got blessed and got welcomed into the entertainment department, and shortly thereafter got approached and was like, hey, you want to stay? We got a full-time position. And, you know, we'd like you to coordinate some of our special events. So I ended up being there 2.5, almost 3 years. And I left because at the time it's like, okay, I have to finish my college degree, even though I was in college at the same time, working there. But at that time, my eyes were on law school. And it's like, okay, if I'm gonna be in Florida, I need to go to U of F, but it makes no sense to be in Florida and not work for Disney. And I can't do that commute.
Right.
Illinois of all places to finish out my college career. But yeah, it's tough to leave, but then you are still a part of that family. So you find a way to get back, which I do. And being a part of the Alumni Association is really great because every other year they have an alumni reunion weekend. So we all get to go down there and have a good time. And, you know, there's special events for alums. And
I've got a friend who looks and sounds a lot like you who got me some stuff from that last one, and it's awesome. I love it. It's good stuff. It's right there. I love it. No, that's the kind of stuff. Like I collect a lot of stuff, and I honestly, I mean, I like everything. I'm not going to pretend like I like certain things more, but the stuff that not everyone can get, I like obsess over because it's fun. So anyway.
And that's every Disney person is like that. I'm like that with, of course, cast member exclusive stuff. But as you know, there's certain characters that are beloved characters, and yet you can't find merchandise for them.
Yeah.
Ever. For me, Jiminy Cricket is
great one.
He's very near and dear to my heart. But you finding merchandise with just Jiminy on it, not Jiminy and Pinocchio, but just Jiminy, is bananas. You like if
you're right. You're right.
If you find
why that is.
I don't know. And there's a bunch of characters like that, and people who love those characters for a reason.
Well, and there's so many characters, so it makes sense. But Jiminy Cricket, come on, Jiminy Cricket. That's
he's
classic.
Yeah, but he's like really near and dear to my heart. So when I find stuff, it's like I have to get it because and I looked up a couple of years ago, and one of the things I do when I travel is I get things that either are Christmas ornaments or I can make them into a Christmas ornament.
Ooh.
So yeah, my tree looks like the United Nations, but
that's fun. I love that.
This past year I was like, wait, I've been this many places.
I've got a Christmas tree and a national parks tree, so if I put them together, it's kind of United Nations. Maybe not. A little bit. Well, let me say hi to everybody in chat. I got to ask you about Jiminy Cricket, but I haven't said anybody in chat. Oh, Gonzo. Gonzo PR, my buddy who co-hosts on Friday. I just saw a super chat. You're amazing, buddy. Thank you for doing that. You made my day. Miguel, you certainly don't have to do that, but love you for it. Miguel, welcome in. I was just on your chat. AJC, Magic in the house. Timothy in the house. Gonzo, you're amazing. Greg's Disney Adventures. Disney Mikey, I just subscribed to your channel like 3 minutes before this. I liked your art. Good job. Hey Mar, hey Lucky Minute, WWE Zack Ryder in the house, Matt in the house, Lisa in the house. Love you back, Gonzo. I hope I'm not missing. Hey, my mom's in the house. Hi, Mom. Everybody say hi to my mom. Say hi to everybody, but certainly say hi to my mom. Oh, and chat just jumped a lot. Holy cow! I hope I didn't miss anybody. Christy's Corner in the house. If I missed you, I apologize. Chat's going like crazy. Nikki, why Jiminy Cricket? I love me some Jiminy Cricket too, but I wouldn't say he's the most popular right now. I'm going to blame the millennials for a lot of things, and this is one of them. But why do you love Jiminy Cricket?
I love Jiminy because he is such a pure character. He's such a pure character. He's such a classic character. But then also, I got to hang out with Jiminy a couple of times. Well, I was at Disney, so he's just one of those characters. When you see him out on set, you're like, Jiminy. There's no, I don't want to get it. I don't want to go and meet him. I don't want to take a picture with him. I don't want an autograph. No, you see him and you freak out. That's just one of those things. And yeah, I lucked up and walked into like a Disney store or like one that was like a outlet or something one year. And there was one Jiminy Cricket ornament, and it's him in the bubble from Pinocchio. You know that scene where he's inside the bubble?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care how much it is. I must have you.
I also collect. I'm obsessed with Christmas. I'm obsessed with, obsessed with Disney. I have way more ornaments than 3 or 4 Christmas trees full of Disney ornaments. I don't think I own it. Like I'm gonna put a new thing on my have to do list now. I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I don't have a Jiminy Cricket. So you're ruining. You just cost me like $15 or something.
Now you have to find the Jiminy Cricket ornament. I'll have to send you a picture of it because it's adorable. And he's my favorite. He's like wrapped in like 8 layers of bubble wrap right now because if it breaks, I'm so gonna cry.
Oh, don't even say that. Right. Hey, Create Fun Clubhouse. I love your name. Hey, unapologetically Gums. My mouth is not working. It should be easier to talk. So glad you guys are here. So if you're just getting in here, Nikki's a former cast member. She also is involved with some vacations. But before we get there, I like Chuck Taylors because back in the day, I was Adidas. I was the Adidas guy because we didn't have enough for the Nikes, but I love Chuck Taylors. Now I couldn't play ball in him because of my stupid ankles, but I liked the fashion. I liked the look. And then I felt like they went away. And then I got to know you. And you travel with some shoes. You want to talk about that a little bit? Because if you follow her Instagram, I'll put her link in as she answers this question. You're going to see some Chuck Taylors. I'll drop her a link right now.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit, my mom started it. I mean, I've got a picture of my mom when she was like 15 and she had on a pair of Chuck Taylors. And yeah, so she really started my obsession with Chuck Taylors, and they didn't really become a huge obsession until I got to high school. And our class, because we pass on class names to our little sister class, our group is known for Chuck Taylors. So kind of stuck after that. But my thing is I'm obsessed with Chuck Taylors and I'm obsessed with travel. And I currently own about 28 pair. They have their own closet.
Wow.
I have to buy another house because I don't have enough closet space for the Chuck Taylors.
I have a wife and 4 daughters, so I have all kinds of jokes. Probably not what I should be saying right now, but there you go.
But yeah, I look for Chuck Taylors, and I have this thing about, because they've become, traveling is my ministry. I
love that.
It truly is, because when I had got a revelation on this a long time ago, several years ago, was that for a lot of people, travel is not common.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider travel, they consider is going over to the next state. Or if you say, well, have you been outside of the country? They're talking Mexico. They're talking the islands. They're talking an all-inclusive resort, all of which are great, or a cruise. All of which are great. For me, that's not international travel. For me, international travel is you're going to go someplace and you're going to submerge yourself in that culture, and you're going to meet new people, and
I love that.
You're going to come away with a completely different worldview from being in that. If you don't come away with that, you did it wrong.
What's that great quote? Like, travel is ignorance.
Oh, it's by Mark Twain. Like yeah, it's by Mark Twain. And and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically says that you can't, travel is the cure for ignorance.
I mean, amen, right? Like,
yeah, you got to get outside of your bubble. You got to travel. You got to meet people. That's the only cure for ignorance. And Michelle Obama has actually, that's one of my favorite quotes, but Michelle Obama has a quote where she says, you can't hate what you get to know up close. Certainly
hard.
It's
right?
very hard.
I mean, I work in the public and I meet some people, but I understand and I believe in it. You know, and it's so true. And that's one of the things, like, some people are blessed to be able to travel. Some people are less so. And so part of that is the problem, but I mean, again, I'm just going to pump your Instagram a little bit. You bring out, I mean, it's hard not to be happy when you're traveling, but your joy and you go places that I love too. I'm a big fan. Can you tell? Like, I love national parks. I love them. You go to places that I want to go, and you go to places that I think I haven't even thought about that place on occasion. So
that's the point.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I said that, because you called it your ministry. How do you pick where you're going next? Because you really, your job lets you get around, apparently.
Well, I'm in marketing, so I've been blessed to pretty much, if I've got a laptop or my phone, I can work at any point.
I love that.
So that's been a blessing. But the way I pick is really, it's a lot of it is spirit led.
Where are you going next is really what I want to know. And do you have room in your, back?
Well, I'm trying to. The Amex points are slowly racking. My grandma is like, so when are you taking me to one of these places? If I don't bring her something back, it's an issue. If I call her on FaceTime, that means I'm not in the country, and her response is always, "So where are you today?
What are you bringing me?"
Right. But it really truly is a ministry, and really where I go next. A lot of the time is very spirit led. And like if I think of a place or I see a place, because I do read a lot, and I'm on the internet all the time because that's my job, is to troll the internet all day. So,
no, not troll. You're the least trolly person I've ever met.
If I have to explain my job poorly, it is I troll the internet every day and I get a check for it. That is my job.
So you are so in trouble now. You're going to get, what do we got in here? We got 22 in here. They'll be sending you resumes, I guarantee it. Because I have employees who do that while I'm paying them to do other things. So that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I love it.
It's so spirit led. I will see things and I'll be like, and I'm also very much a big nerd. I must love you because I should be watching Game of Thrones right now.
You know, that is so funny. My daughter, so Nikki and I, we went to the same church, and Nikki and my daughter and my wife became great friends. And when I told, they're at church right now. I don't even know what they're doing. Peyton heard that you were my guest tonight, and we were downstairs earlier today, and she said, "Wait, Game of Thrones is tonight. There's no way you have Nikki. We didn't even watch that show." So I said, "I know. She must be DVRing it. Maybe it's on later. I didn't ask." I didn't want her to get out of it. I didn't want to say, "Hey, by the way, Game of Thrones."
I DVR'd it. I've DVR'd it. So, and I can't look at Twitter. I cannot look at Facebook until I watch it. I already know I'm going to be mad.
So somebody's becoming like the king or queen tonight, right?
Somebody is going to end up on the throne.
I don't even watch the show.
I already know I'm going to be mad. Either way, dragons for life. But
you know what is funny? Like I love anything that gets big pop culture stuff. I want to be able to talk about it. I watched 2 or 3 episodes. It wasn't for me, but I couldn't get away with it, go away from it if I wanted to. Like I know, like if you don't want to know what happened last week, go away. And I haven't watched it, but apparently the beautiful girl was pissed. Am I right? Like she did what every woman at some point in their life, they just get, I've been patient. I've given you the benefit of the doubt. You told me one thing and then you did something else. You know what? I got a whole dragon. I'm tired of all y'all. So I don't know why. I don't know why she did it. I just know what she did, but you made me laugh. I'm actually crying.
A very poor job of explaining, because they tried to put what should be 12 episodes into 6. So they did a really poor job of transitioning. However, if you've been watching it, you've known since season 2 this was going to happen, but I got it. I got what? Like, okay. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand.
I need to find out what the what is. What I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I don't know. I probably will watch it at some point. I gave it a try, but it is like so. Like I got into The Walking Dead. Breaking Bad is like my favorite show ever. I gave this. It was like it's like season 3 when I thought, all right, I'll try them, and I think I watched 3 or 4, maybe 2. I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't for me, but apparently I'm the only one because it is.
You aren't the only one.
Yeah,
I've got several thousand Facebook friends, and there are some that are like, yeah, don't watch Game of Thrones. And like, okay, you're just going to be left out.
So there's others besides me.
There are others. There's a few, but it's so much fun and because I read the first book. So of course, when it came out, it was like, okay, let's see how they do this. And I'm a writer, so it's kind of like you like the nuances of all of that stuff. But it's
that's another one I've got to ask you. So I like to read. I usually like the books more than the movies. The movies were or the mini, whatever it is. The HBO series is huge. I went to the library. I picked up, I think, like 3 of them. I couldn't get through the first chapter. Like I was so out.
It's very wordy, and that's probably why you kind of left it.
I gave up. I gave up on that book quicker than any book I've ever given up on. It's
because here's the thing about, first of all, Martin is nuts with the writing, and he's very, very layered. However,
he's nuts on everything.
Everything is for a reason. That's one thing you have to remember when watching things like Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. Everything has a reason. It might not make sense right now, but it will later on.
It's probably one of those that I'll go back and give it a try. I'll give the book a try before I give the shows a try, probably again, and I'll probably do both eventually.
But just like with what happened last week, I knew that was going to happen from season. Like, if you think about it, it's like, yeah, she already told y'all this was going to happen. So why are you?
I like her in Solo. I'm a Star Wars nut, and so you throw her in Solo, and I'm a fan. She's just cool, though.
She's very cool. They're very. You know how I am about Halloween and cosplaying. I don't play when it comes to costumes, and I've been Daenerys Targaryen. It's probably the best costume I've done.
I was going to say I don't know about Halloween. I do know about cosplay, but so why don't you tell the peeps? They're going to like this. So I'll shut up. What do you want to tell them?
So again, I'm a nerd. If you have not gathered that by now, but Halloween is a big deal for me just because it's the opportunity to be an adult and dress up and
right. Yeah,
so I actually work with a seamstress every year, and she lives in China, and she actually creates my costumes for me.
See, you make me feel lazy. I said that in the pre-show when we were talking, and you make me feel lazy about work, but I love me some Halloween too. I've never cosplayed, but
you have to, you know what? Here's how we're going to get you to cosplay. Okay. We're going to take you to a con. And the first time you go to a con and you're like, dude, I love that remix, because people will remix a costume.
But I'm going to be, I want to video it all. I want it on my.
You will video it all. But you're going to be like, okay, next year we're coming back and we've all got to dress up as whatever.
I mean, that was that. If it was a group and we were all like, I could be dopey if we got 6 more of us or something, I'd be down for that. Like I told, who did we say? One of the streams we had recently, somebody mentioned Less Than Fit Thor, and I thought, yeah, I could be Thor this year for Halloween. That might be hilarious. Normally I couldn't be.
The last Thor from Endgame.
Thor who needed to do some sit-ups. I probably need to do some myself.
Yeah, cons are incredible, and I like people will remix costumes. There was one con where a group of girls dressed up as the team from what is it? A League of Their Own. However, they were not a League of Their Own. One was Wonder Woman, one was Captain America, it was the uniform, but like with Wonder Woman's shield, and she had a lasso, and yeah, it was Wonder Woman's colors. It was very, very cool. So you will see a lot of that, and you will just see some good cosplaying. And I love going to cons and seeing that type of thing, especially when you can kind of. I've got a friend who's on Instagram. He actually is Black He-Man. He's He-Man with an afro. Those are ridiculous, but He-Man with like a big old fro is just like, you see him and you're like, oh, this is the best He-Man ever.
Something about an afro. You can't be anything but super fun if you have an afro. Like, exactly. I've never met a grumpy afro dude. Like, is that a thing? Am I right?
I like to. That's when I pull out the cosplays, usually on Halloween, because I've always worked for companies that are in the creative sector, so they're serious about Halloween, and there's usually a lot of money involved if you have a good Halloween costume.
For real?
Yeah. So the year I was Princess Tiana, that was the first costume that my seamstress made for me.
Are you talking about for us, when you did that for us?
That costume. But yeah, I have owned that costume for several years.
That's right. I remember that now. Yeah.
But the year I actually got that costume for this Halloween, because I was like, okay, they would send you home if your costume sucked. So
wow.
You didn't dress up. It was that serious.
That's so cool. I feel like I told people a half of the story. So I run an after school program. You just heard what she does. And so we had, who are the other? We had
Peyton was Belle.
Okay, that's right. My daughter was Belle. Did we have a third, or was it just you two?
No. Reagan was Merida.
Okay, yeah. Yes, that's right. So it was a daddy-daughter dance is the part that I need to tell everybody in chat. And oh my gosh, the kids loved it. So I loved it so much. The pictures were amazing. You guys were so cute. I love that stuff. So we actually were trying to do a daddy-daughter dance for a school that we provide after-school program for, and they said no. They were Yeah, so whatever. We got a whole new thing, but I'll tell you about that afterwards. But yeah, that's come on. I don't like to admit that I cry because shut up, I don't want to cry. But that will make me cry. And I got 4 daughters, and you guys were so beautiful and so sweet. And the little girls holding your hands. Oh my God,
so much fun! And all they wanted to do was dance.
I just wanted to stare at you guys. I remember some of them would just like look up at you guys like. I mean, it's like indescribable how much excited it was. Like my daughter at Disneyland is what it was like. So
it's always once a magic maker, always a magic maker.
Amen. And well, that's something about you guys. You cast members are angels. I love it. So, but I do want to talk about your travels a little bit, and I'll drop your link right now for your Facebook page. I'll let you talk about that. But I've been to Disneyland and DCA. I've been to everything in Orlando, and I feel like I'm on top of the world until I talk to you. Hey, Danny, welcome in, buddy. You, my friend, have been to a few Disney places I haven't been. You want to brag a little bit? Tell them where you've been. And
on the Disney side, I've done every Disney theme park in a year with the exception of Hong Kong.
Did you guys hear that? Jealous. I hate being jealous, and I'm jealous. So I can't ask very many people that I actually know have a love for Disney. Well, anybody who's been to all of them have a love for Disney that I trust. Let's put it that way. What's your favorite, and more importantly, why?
Ooh, favorite, just overall.
Yeah, Disney park.
Always going to be Animal Kingdom because it's home.
Oh, love that.
And because I know what that park was when they were trying to put it together. That was when I was going through training. Was when Imagineers were still running around the park trying to get everything together, and the tree was there, but that was pretty much it.
That's so cool. Tell me you've met Joe Rohde. I have. Oh, he's like
several times.
Oh,
because he was pretty much at the park like all the time.
I guess if you're working there before it opens, that was the same person. Now that I think about it, that's amazing.
Yeah, I've met. And that was a great time to be there anyway when the park was opening, because you've got all of those events leading up to the park opening and the preview days. So you meet some amazing people. I actually got to perform in Lion King for Christopher Reeve, which was probably the second. I will say that's the second most amazing celebrity I got to meet while I was there. The first.
You can't do that.
Diana Ross, and here's why. Because she told me I was absolutely adorable.
Nice.
Diana Ross told me I was adorable, so nobody can tell me anything from that point in life. Like, I don't care. Diana Ross thinks I'm adorable.
Your opinion does not matter.
Does not matter.
Oh my gosh, I've got a couple cool ones, but that's pretty dang good. I love that.
Christopher Reeve was pretty cool because I was actually helping out with the show or working with the show, and got the entire show filled. This was when we were still in Camp Mini Mickey, for those of you who have been to Animal Kingdom before all the remixing happened over the past couple of years. But they had gotten the whole theater loaded, and then they brought him in because they brought him around the back, and we knew we found out he was coming because when he came out of the van that they had him in, and the world just kind of stopped. It was like,
wow, I bet.
Superman is here.
Yeah, right.
Oh, he's in a wheelchair, he's on a ventilator, but it's still Superman.
Yeah,
and it was amazing to see, because of course all of us are kind of peeking from behind the curtains. They bring him in again, full theater. They bring him in, and when everybody realizes who it is, you could hear a pin drop in the theater, and then all of a sudden you see all of these flashes start going off. Superman is here. But that was an amazing show, just because you saw the reverence for this guy and the impact he had. He was a magic maker. He made magic for so many of us in my generation and previous generations. He is and will always be Superman.
Yep.
So to be able to perform for him is an honor. It was an honor. There were a whole bunch of other celebrities there, but I mean, my top two will always be Christopher Reeve and Diana Ross.
I mean, I love the Christopher Reeve one, but Diana Ross, oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, I'll go Diana Ross, Joe Rohde, Christopher Reeve, and that's not a knock on Christopher Reeve. That's how much Joe Rohde, oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Joe Rohde's pretty cool.
Yeah. Is he a nice guy? Please tell me yes.
He's a very nice guy, yes.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. Even if that was a lie, I needed to hear that. I love that.
There's very few people that I've met during my Disney days that weren't amazing. And it's very hard to go to Disney and not immediately have a good attitude the second you walk.
I mean, you're making magic, right? Yeah.
Like, it's Disney World. Just you paid for it. Act like an 8-year-old. That's what you're supposed to do.
I'll tell you, like, I love Disney's Animal Kingdom so much. I grew up in San Diego, and we had the San Diego Wild Park. It's now called the Safari Park, right down the road from us. Paula, my wife, who you know, worked down there for a while, and it doesn't matter. And so I grew up down there, and I just love that. I love cultures. I love music. I love food. I love animals. And to have Disney, I mean, they actually stole away some talent from the animal park for their curators and for, you know, I won't bore people with it, but it was like my jam when I was a kid, when I was a young adult, when I was starting my career. I took kids on field trips there, and then Disney made it Disney version even better and amazing. And that tree, oh my God, I'm not going to admit crying, but I love that tree, and I just love that place so much. Like it's not my favorite part is Epcot because I love World Showcase because I love World Showcase, but Disney Animal Kingdom is number 2, and people in chat are probably thinking I'm crazy right now because they think I'm going to say Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, because I went to Disneyland. Don't get mad at me, but hundreds of times, and I love it. But it's already number 4 on my list, just going down there. Kingdom, it's starting to get some love. Like, it was so underrated in my opinion for so long. I don't know why.
Because it was such a departure from what was typically Disney. And when Animal Kingdom opened, there was really only one traditional ride, what would be considered traditional for an amusement park.
The Hollywood Studios didn't have any rides, hardly any. So I don't.
But they had a lot of shows. They had a very good parade. They had very good atmosphere as far as characters being all over the place. So it was marketed as a working studio, which it was. It wasn't a working studio. Animal Kingdom was a little bit of a departure from that. It was the only real ride, and that was the only one by traditional standards, was Countdown to Extinction, which is now Dinosaur. I will never call it Dinosaur. It will always be Countdown to Extinction.
So I haven't done it in either name. I've never done that one.
I could probably recite the entire show to be as bad.
I love that park so much, and I've not done the Pandora stuff. My kids haven't wanted to stand in line, so I haven't done it yet. I've not done, I mean, I love Pandora to walk around, but I haven't done either of the rides there. I've not done Dinosaur, and it's still, it's my second favorite park. And it does have my favorite ride, Expedition Everest. I love that ride. I love rides, but I love Disney. I could love Disney just as much as not even ride any rides. But for rides, Expedition Everest is
fun.
It's amazing.
It's a lot of fun, and it was years coming. I think when they started working on that particular land, was when I was wrapping up my time there. Because the original logo, like if you can ever come across the original logo from Animal Kingdom, looks slightly different from what it looks now.
Oh, really?
There was a dragon on the original logo.
No way. Was it a Disney dragon or just a dragon?
The dragon.
Huh.
Like if you look at the Animal Kingdom logo, you'll see like the Stegosaurus. Like each land is represented, and there's a dragon in the original logo. So if you come across any merchandise that has a dragon in it, scoop it up. Yeah.
I picked up some Disney pins that were from the opening. I don't know if it was the pre or I don't know. I got some Disney pins from the opening or the pre-opening of Expedition Everest in a lanyard. They're just on eBay, and I thought it was cool, and I bought them. I was lucky enough. I was taking some kids from the Boys and Girls Club on a field trip. We went to in California. We went to Indiana Jones a couple days before it opened, and it was open. It was actually the PR day, and so we got to ride it before it was legally open. It was open for anybody.
Had to wait for real line.
Yeah, and it was actually that queue. That queue was amazing. I mean, it's a great queue now, but it was much better than so much. And I bet being there early for Animal Kingdom, I bet you saw some stuff that they've modified or taken away. Like, did you ride Expedition Everest before the Yeti was Disco Yeti? Did you see it move, or you said you were leaving?
No, I didn't, because I didn't go back. I've still got, of course, a bunch of friends that still work there. But I didn't go until it was like well out of that phase. I I usually go down if there's a cast preview day for something and my schedule happens to be free. But no, I didn't see it until like much later because they were just starting to work on that stuff.
Gotcha.
When I rolled out. When we opened the park, basically in Dino Land, you had Countdown to Extinction, you had Restaurantosaurus.
I love that name.
You had Chesters and Hesters. There was a little Dino Dig playground, but it wasn't what it is now. It was a lot smaller. Of course, you had Camp Mini Mickey, home, which is why Pandora and I will always have a love-hate relationship unless they go ahead and turn it into Wakanda. Then I might forgive them for bulldozing Camp Mini Mickey.
Well, it's so popular, they might, but they need to do something there. And excuse me, I've heard there's a Zootopia rumor there too. So they're just gonna have, I don't know what's behind there, but they're just gonna have to knock some trees down or something, or get some more unswamped.
There's plenty of space. You'd be surprised.
No, I've heard there's plenty of space. Yeah, especially in that area, which is good because we need a Zootopia and we need a Wakanda and I just want more. Can you tell I want more?
Oh, there's so much more they can do with Animal Kingdom, and I'm sure that they will. I do appreciate them taking the time with it because above all else, it's the focus for that park is really on conservation and the environment, protecting animals, and is the first park where you weren't going to get a straw, drink or a top with your drink, and people were like, I don't understand, but now you see everybody doing that. But this was back when the park opened, and
it's funny you say that. Like when going to the Animal Kingdom, the Wild Animal Park in San Diego, like I talked about, they did that in San Diego. Hey, Disney Nerders. I mean, when we went on the tram, I don't think they called it the tram, but it was, you get on the little fake bus and you go and see the animals out on the savannah in San Diego. You couldn't bring drinks on. You couldn't do all that stuff. And so it's just, I mean, there's animals right there. Duh. It seems obvious to me. I mean, you're not at McDonald's, but whatever. People don't like change, so.
They don't.
Don't freak out.
Not everybody loves Animal Kingdom.
So I can't believe it's 8:46. Here, I put the link in earlier. I'm going to put it in again, and this is for me and for everybody else. I don't know what you're doing with vacations, but this is, and I hit the wrong link. There we go. You are involved in helping people do some vacationing. You want to talk about that a little bit?
So I actually I'm an authorized Disney vacation planner. So the benefit of that is that
you needed another job.
But I mean, here's the thing. Everybody knows I'm the Disney person. Like whenever anybody's talking about, I'm going to Disney, and you probably understand this. I'm going to Disney. What should I do? How do I plan? And it's kind of like, okay, I might as well just be able to get into the system and do this for you and like find out about anything that's upcoming. So I went ahead a year ago and was just like, okay, y'all, if you need me to plan your trip out here, since I've been planning them anyway. Yeah. But yeah, as an authorized Disney vacation planner, we actually have full access to Disney's tools in order to be able to plan your trip. And, a lot of people will say, oh, well, if I'm looking at prices and they're the same as what you're quoting me, la, la, la. The thing about having a Disney vacation planner is, first of all, there's no charge for our services, and it's concierge services. So we do things like plan your day for you, make sure you've got your reservations, which can be time consuming. Anybody who's planned a Disney vacation and they've been there for 3 days or longer, and you've got dining and everything else, knows that, okay, I've got to plan put in my times for my fast passes, no more than this many days out for my trip.
Did you go through that? Like, honestly, I've never worked with a vacation pro. And you know what? We're not real planners. we don't like schedule a lot, especially on vacation. But what we don't do well is get reservations for the right place and get our fast passes. Do you guys do that?
We do all of that.
Wow.
So we basically coordinate the trip for you. And something else that we do that a lot of people don't realize is Disney comes out with specials and all kinds of things at the drop of a hat.
Free dining makes everyone flip their you-know-what.
And they did that last year.
Yeah.
It was like, if you're traveling between these 6 or 8 weeks, it was something like that. We're throwing in quick service dining. So when things like that pop up, and we know our clients, we know when they're planning on going places. We're the ones who go in and we're like, okay, let's save them a couple of bucks. We're able to do that. That's not a service that you're going to get without somebody who's an authorized Disney vacation planner. When, you've got us at, your fingertips to be able to call you. I've had clients where, their rides have gotten canceled, their transportation, and it's been like 2 hours, 3 hours before they're supposed to be at the airport. I'm the one who's able to arrange, or special things that maybe Disney doesn't provide, like balloons for a birthday, for them to be in the room, when the kid wakes up.
Oh, wow.
That type of coordinating and calling around, and other vendors that if Disney can't do it, they've got other vendors that they work with. Being an authorized vacation planner gives you access to be able to call a manager and say, hey, here's what we're doing.
That's cool.
Give me your contacts.
I need to ask you this offline from this, just because and probably a lot of people in Czech did the same. Now that I've got my YouTube channel, people know I'm a Disney nut, whatever. I get people asking me questions all the time. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I don't even do that for my vacation. So I just say, hey, Jack, how are you? So I need to send them your way. And
yeah, because it's a lot goes into a Disney vacation. There's a lot of moving parts that you don't realize until you start doing it, and it can be overwhelming if it's not something that's second nature to you. I know which restaurants, if you've got a 4-year-old, that's not going to work. Or no, go here for breakfast rather than this. Or my kid is crazy about this particular character. Okay, we're going to do this dinner because you're talking about going over here. Your kid's never going to see their favorite character, and then at the end of it all, the trip, you're going to say the trip sucked because your kid's going to leave crying because he didn't see Buzz Lightyear.
There's definitely something about Disney that, like, it's almost levels of understanding that enhance your trip. Is that the way to say that? Like, I see, it's funny. You're in a lobby or whatever, and you see somebody who's clearly doing something wrong. And I'm like, should I go tell them? No, I don't want to be that guy, but that would make their life better, so, and I don't know. When I'm on vacation, I don't care. I'm way happier when I'm on vacation, and I'm not looking at I don't even wear a watch on a work day, let alone on vacation. But that said, because of that attitude, and Paula, my wife, has that attitude a little bit too. We're there to have fun. But that said, if we got reservations, we'd go to those nicer restaurants just because we spent the time. Like, I haven't done Pandora rides because I haven't bothered to. I'm almost embarrassed to say this. I don't even bother with fast passes. I don't care. But I should, because
that would be something like during my conversations with the clients that I've worked with. Like, okay, is there anything particular that I need to know? Like, if I know somebody is a Star Wars nut and that's like all they want to do, or one of my clients, her daughter was all into, even though it's the son's birthday, she wanted to make sure her daughter felt, like she was having fun. She had no idea about the ins and outs of Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Oh man, that's so you keep bringing up stuff that I want to say I don't cry at, but that'll get me every time.
Yeah. So
now we have a pirate one.
They actually went for Halloween because his birthday was they went to Disneyland for Halloween, and her son was gonna bring his costume, but she wanted to be a princess. So I was like, we're gonna schedule you at Bippity Boppity Boutique. So you guys go over there before they open, or right as they're opening the park for the Halloween celebration. She does her whole makeover, and then that's her costume. So that was like perfect. So she didn't feel like she was being left out, because actually this trip is for her big brother's birthday. Yeah. She felt like she was a part of it, and we had their meals and stuff scheduled. And if you want to go see this is where you should eat, because you can eat within this amount of time and still be able to make your fast pass appointments. And
you make it a forever memory instead of he's getting all the attention. Like
right.
That's beautiful.
Right. You take the thinking out of it. All you got to think about is having fun. And as a Disney vacation planner, we don't charge. Disney actually pays us to do what we do.
That's really cool.
It's no charge to the client.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And I remember, I don't know when I learned that, but that's brilliant because, I mean, it's just brilliant. So you do it to get a little more Disney magic in your life. You're helping people because you like to serve, and you get, I don't know what the benefits are from Disney, but obviously some benefit from Disney pay or whatever. I think that's just like such a win-win is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And for me, it's just something fun to do. And I love Disney. And, whenever anybody hears about me, my connection with Disney, it's like, oh, well, when we go, what should we do? And I was doing it anyway. So,
right.
So
might as well
make it official and, actually be able to provide more of a service. So where, if it's a family and they've booked 8 months in advance, if I see, I'm getting those emails saying, hey, we're throwing in this for anybody who books a vacation during this time, I can be able to call and say, here's this reservation number. Can we attach it to this schedule or to the special, and be able to make the magic that much better for my clients? Because $500 that you're saving for a family of however many, that's money in your pocket, or money to be able to do something extra special while you're there.
Mombasa Marketplace. I can't get out of there without $500 leaving.
Yeah.
I don't even like to shop, and I have to go. Love that.
But see, that's why when I went to Japan, because I travel every year, the rule is I cannot be on American soil or in an airport on my birthday. So every year I'm going somewhere. And a few years ago, I went to Japan for my birthday. And me being a former cast member, any former cast member will tell you their favorite type of guest is one from Japan, because they're amazing. They're especially if you're in entertainment, they are amazing. And I met some great people who I'm still friends with who are from Japan when I was working at Disney. And I went over there. And one thing about Japan is the Tokyo Disneyland, they always have things that they change, like the food and the themes and like all this cool stuff. And they have the best merchandise. Yeah. So I knew I'm going to Tokyo Disneyland, which means I'm buying merchandise that I can't find anywhere else.
I actually remember when you went, and I don't know how I saw this stuff, but I'm like, oh my gosh, why do they have? Are they just more cutting? Like, what's the deal with the merch there? They clearly have better merch, and I don't know why.
Well, Japanese and merchandise and just the creativity is off the wall. Like they are creative in every way, shape, or form. But as far as Disneyland is concerned, it's a lot like the mentality at Disneyland in California.
Yeah.
People come so often that you have to change and you have to keep things rotating.
What a good point. That makes sense.
And it's just an environment of innovation. So they've got, they might have a theme that runs 3-4 months, 5 months with a particular parade. And then all of a sudden it's changing out. My friends that would come over, because they usually come over every couple of months, they go to the parks and take pictures of all the parades and the shows, because Mickey and Minnie would get to wear amazing costumes that you'd never see in the States. And they put together, I've still got photo albums that they put together with Minnie and Mickey performing in these parades and shows that aren't there anymore, but the costumes are amazing, and they get merchandise and they just bring everything over in this huge bag. And they're like, here you go. Cool. So I knew going there, I was like, okay, most of my budget's gonna be spent buying stuff at Disneyland.
So I can't believe it's almost 9. I say this every week. I don't even need my list of questions, especially with great people like you, because there's so many things I want to ask you. You, I don't know if I would call you a collector. You get cool stuff. What do you collect, if anything? What's your favorite thing you have, and what's the thing that you want that you don't have?
I will collect. I don't collect, well, other than traveling and getting things that can serve as a ornament or is an actual ornament.
I thought you might say that.
Wise, I collect anything that's connected to a character that's near and dear to my heart. For me, Mickey, but Steamboat Mickey.
Yeah.
Actually, the coolest. I love me some Steamboat Mickey, and actually, hold on one second, I will show you something.
Go ahead. So, guys, if you haven't checked it out yet, I dropped her link for her Facebook and her Instagram. Here, let me grab her Instagram again. I think it was a while ago. But I told you she was the greatest, isn't she? I love her to death. I hope you guys are having fun here. Here is her Instagram link. Oh, she's back. I'll show her.
So, in Tokyo, they are huge. Like, one of the things about the park is they've got popcorn all over the place, and they're all different flavors. And every now and then they change out. Like, one of the things to do is get popcorn holders, which you can put around your neck, and they change them out every couple of months. So the thing is, you collect them like that. Yes.
Ooh,
so this is one I got when I was in Japan.
I have to shut up. Okay, here, go on.
And
no, you got to show it again because I talked when you showed it. I can see it.
So this is the first one I got. Now, my birthday just passed, and I was in Egypt for my birthday, but my cousin has lived in Japan for probably about 20 years because he's in the Navy, and he knows I'm obsessed with Steamboat Mickey. And he sent me this.
Oh, I've seen that. Here, you got to talk again, and I'll shut up so they can see it.
So this is Steamboat Mickey popcorn holder. And is it this side? This side. You just open it up, and that's where your popcorn goes. So the whole thing is you walk around the park, and if you eat your popcorn, and then you stop off at another popcorn place that has different flavored popcorn. I recommend the teriyaki. It's really good.
Oh my gosh.
The milk chocolate is also very good also.
Well, I tried to not talk while you're showing it because when I talk, it puts my ugly face up there. I've seen that, and they're not cheap on eBay. I want it. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That one, girl. Oh my God.
And yeah, I kind of freaked out and was
that's awesome.
Yeah. So he's like,
that one and the at or AT. Don't yell at me. I know it's either way. Those are my two favorite they've made of those. That one was that only in Japan? I'm confused. Only in Japan. Yeah, I thought I had seen it on. You know what? I think I saw it on Instagram, to be honest with you, first, and then
these like they'll have these on it. So yeah, it's
cool.
Yeah, and they even do. This is kind of a Japanese thing because they even do it at Universal Studios. I went over to Universal while I was there because I'm in Tokyo. I like roller coasters. Why not? And I'm also Harry Potter fan. Go Hufflepuff. Yeah. So.
I think I'm the only person who hasn't been on that website to find out what I am. My daughter is positive that I've done it, and she thinks that I don't even know which one she says because I've never. What is it, Pottermore? I've never done that. I need to go do that.
Yeah, I think it's Pottermore. I mean, it's been so long since I've done it.
Pretty sure it's Pottermore. I don't know. I may have made that up myself, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Somebody in chat, is it Pottermore? I think that's what it is. I feel like somebody asked me that once in the chat before. I'm like, I don't know. So I need to do that.
Pottermore.
Hey, Ron the Future, welcome in. Cool name. So glad you're here. So if you're just getting here, we're closing up here in a minute. This is Nikki. She's awesome. Former cast member, DAK, specifically the oh, it is Pottermore. Okay, cool. Specifically the Festival Lion King. What else did you, well, I don't want to keep you forever. It's a little after 9, but what else did you do that you really loved and want to share while you were there at Disney?
Oh, parades.
Yeah, I bet.
So much fun. They really were. I'd always get pulled over to parade. I mean, it was great. Any cast member in entertainment can tell you, like, when you're not in the park, you want to be in the park. And it was kind of like you'd have a 6 a.m. call time, 7 a.m. call time at Lion King. You do your 4 shows. You might do a parade in between at Animal Kingdom because we did have a parade. And then in the evening, a lot of times I was at Magic Kingdom doing Spectral Magic and ELP, Electrolyte Parade. So when that came down, but those were so much fun. And then also probably my favorite thing to do was on off days, just you end up with other cast members and you're like, hey, you want to go ride Tower of Terror like 8 times?
You know,
ride Tower of Terror for 8 times.
I love that. I mean, that would be my heaven, I think. That's so fun. I do have to ask you this, talking about the Festival of Lion King. So I love that. I love it. I love it a lot. And I love the I mean, the monkeys, right? There got to be Olympic gymnasts. Like, so here, what is it? 4 shows, 6 shows a day? I don't know. Here's what I'm trying to say. I got to get this out. Where in the world do they get so many people who are that insanely talented? Are they just shut down the Olympics? And is that when the Olympics is done, they bring them over there? How is that even possible to have all the people in one
place? Lots of auditions. Oh, I know several people who I performed with either had or have gone on to do things like Cirque du Soleil.
I bet. Yeah.
Were gymnasts. All of us that performed came up during musical theater and danced, and you want to perform, always a performer.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Well, and I guess if that's your skill, you go where the jobs are, and the jobs are, I guess, where the movies are and where Disney is, and those kinds of things.
Lots of actor equity performers. I've got several friends who have won Grammys.
Wow, that's so cool. Wow.
Who I performed with. Several.
I've never said that I have several friends that have won Grammys.
I've got several friends who have won Grammys. I've got several friends who have performed on Broadway. One is performing in a Broadway play right now.
So cool.
In a pretty big position.
Right. So cool.
You meet so many people, and if you think about the type of talent that Disney is willing to bring in at all levels. I mean, we just this last week, there was the 30th anniversary of MMC, Mickey Mouse Club, that was on in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Think about the talent that came out of that group.
Right. I mean, they're all pop stars, or well, they're starting to be aging pop stars now, but yeah.
Aging pop stars or actors. I mean, look at all those people, and that speaks to Disney, the fact that they approach hiring talent from the folks who are on are on the janitorial crew all the way up. With the same type of attitude, the same type of approach. So
when you say that, it reminds me. So not the last trip we went to, but so I guess 2 years ago, it was, oh my gosh, it's like 1 a.m. I don't know what park we were leaving. I think it was the Magic Kingdom. The kiddos wanted to use the restroom and buy some pins. So we're either just about to exit the property or the park, or just right outside where there's the shop. And there's 2 older gentlemen who were the employees. And I struck up a conversation while my kids were spending money or whatever. And I talked to him like, so do you love working here? And he just said, it was his dream his whole life to do what he was doing. And Disney was so good. He worked whenever he wanted, 2 hours or 2 days a week or 3 days a week. They worked with his schedule. He got to interact with families like mine. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't, he didn't have like some posh job. He wasn't the janitor, but he certainly was. He was the dude at the store outside the park, but such joy. And I love business. I run a nonprofit. I think a little bit about this, but I like some other people in chat. I don't know if Steve's here, but me and Steve have talked about this. We've studied, we've learned from, we've read about, whatever. We've shared with our organizations, those of us who run organizations, the training, is that the right way to say it? The culture, that's the better word, that Disney instills in you guys. And I'm sure they hire and have to fire and all that. And I saw in Paris where they had a bunch of people freaking out and throwing trash because they were mad about wages. My point is, I'm sure there's some stories that aren't so positive, but by and large, it seems to me that they train their staff to uphold a culture, to share the magic, to, let's put it this way. Mm-hmm. You go, I go often to places that little girls and little boys put on their Make-A-Wish wish.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing what Disney does. And I'm just honored to know a bunch of former cast members, and you're one of them. And I kind of want to say thank you to you and to everybody else. There's a few in chat that I saw at least earlier that I know that were cast members. What is it that Disney does that makes it stand out? Because every company wants great customer service. Every company wants such buy-in. And I'm not saying 100%, staff are staff, employees are employees, but cast members certainly go above and beyond. What is it that they do? What would you say?
I would say 2 things. One, purpose. There is nothing at Disney that does not have a purpose. From paint color to size of windows on Main Street to names on windows on Main Street.
Yeah, I love that.
Everything has most minor of details, it has a purpose. That's the type of thing that's instilled into all of us, and that you see and you learn about the detail from day one in traditions all the way through. So that in turn, because you can have all of those things, and we've all been to theme parks where they aren't run by Disney. You can have all of those things, but it's the people there that make the magic. It's the people there that make Disney what it is. And I think they do a very, very good job of instilling in all of us the importance of the legacy that you're carrying on. Mm-hmm. And that, you know, this is yours just as much as it's Walt's.
I love that. I love that.
You're making that impression. And then just also that it's from the top on down.
Yeah.
All of your managers or supervisors have been where you are. All of them have a Disney story. Yeah. All of them have seen, and I've had a long career since Disney. Yeah. There are moments that in your life where you know it was a fork in the road and it really changed the direction. Disney, there's a specific moment at Disney for me where I saw the impact of ministry, and how what you do ultimately, I don't care if whether you're Christian or some other religion, what you go out there and do and how you present yourself to the world and the impact you have on people is ultimately your ministry. And that's what you're doing every day when you walk into Disney. Whatever you're going to do it excellently, because you're going to make an impression on somebody. You're going to make an impact on somebody. If it's a child who is there, who's a Make-A-Wish kid, and, you know, you see them and they're lethargic and they get up out of their stroller and you see them run towards Minnie Mouse and she's talking to her. And then you have to stand there and see a parent, like her dads and her uncles, especially the guys, stand there and see them crying. And then before they leave,
we don't cry.
They say you see them say thank you to Minnie and Mickey and to Minnie and Mickey's greeter and tell them, you don't understand how much this means to us. She has not gotten up out of her stroller. We had told her this is the first time we've seen her walk in 4 days.
Wow.
See things like that. And all of us who have worked there, I don't care if you're picking up trash on Main Street. I don't care if you're, you know, an engineer working on that. We've all seen those moments somewhere.
Yeah.
And you realize the gravity of what it is that you're doing and how important, even though you feel like sometimes I might feel like you're just this cog on the wheel and it's hot and you just want to go home. And, you know, right. Yeah. But then you see the impact it has on somebody and how you've like changed somebody like that from a simple act. You
made a forever memory, right? Like you
made a forever memory. And like that moment I was talking about, I mean, you've made an impact on an entire family.
Yes.
So that right there is very few jobs that you work in, very few companies you'll ever work with will you get to see that up close and personal and really know. And, you know, I thank God for that experience just set the course with me of no, even though I might not see it, you don't know what seed you're planting. You don't know what impact you're having on something. You don't know who's watching you.
Yep.
And how that's going to change you. Or change them. So
I love that.
That's, you know, I think all of us, anybody who has been a part of the Mouse House, been a cast member, once a cast member, always a cast member. We're like a cult. Forever cult. We all have those stories, and I think that's probably the common thread that runs through everything is that no, it's not just this, that, or no, you really are doing something that does impact people.
I love it. Mara, I see your question. I'll ask it for you. And if you have any other questions for her, go ahead and at me. I'll ask Mara's question and I'll ask any others. But I do want to share. I mean, you guys, if you stuck around and I see the numbers you have, you can tell how awesome she is. I have to tell a story about you that I think I've shared with you before. So Nikki used to go to the same church that we go to. and she worked with kids, and I work with kids, and our family's really close, and my wife and my daughter live in Nikki. Okay, blah blah blah. So then I learned that Nikki had this Disney thing, and right when I'm like starting to get to know you, you left on me. But that's not the story, right? So that's not the story. So when she comes back now and then, like, oh, Nikki's here. All right, so I'm gonna leave a little early. I'm gonna get in the hallway to talk to her, and I usually get her. I get her for like 8 seconds because like all the kids are like, I mean, if you're not sure about a person, watch how a kid reacts to them. Oh my gosh, they love you so much.
Kids and old people will tell the truth about
right. Kids and I'm both. So there you go.
Dogs will always
they love you
tell
so
all
much.
your business.
Like the next time you're there that I know in advance, I'm just gonna film you as the kids get out and watch the stampede because it's so cute and I love it. And that's the biggest compliment I can give anybody. Mar did have a question though. Do parade performers also participate in stage shows, or are they strictly performing in the parade?
Some do, some don't. It really depends on where you're cast, how you're cast, what you're trained for, that type of thing. So you may have people that are trained on a show and a parade. I danced in shows and parades. So there were times when, I'm supposed to be running around with Minnie and Mickey in the kiosk, and they call me and they're like, hey, we need you to fill in the spot at Lion King.
Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that. That's cool. So you might show up one day and not know you're in the parade and you're in the parade?
Yep. You never know. You never know if you're trained to be a dancer and that, hey, you might.
That's awesome though. See, I like that.
Mm-hmm. It's fun because you get different experiences, and it's never a dull day. Like I said, my day sometimes would start at 6 a.m. and not end until 9 because I had to go from one park to the next.
Wow. That's so cool.
The things you can do when you're young and have a high metabolism. And
yeah, that's funny. I get tired and I keep getting bigger. So I know what you mean by that.
And at that time, I was getting an undergrad degree and was basically carrying 15 hours at school and working a 40-hour week. How I did that? Still don't know.
Oh, whatever. You are missed energy. I know what you're doing. I know half of what you're doing. And I think I'm pretty busy, but you make me look lazy, my friend. That's funny. So I don't want to keep you too late. It's 9:15, but I didn't ask you about food. I know you love food. You travel. You eat well, my friend. Where at Disney is your favorite place to eat, or a couple favorite? And by the way, the right answer is anything that sounds like Dole Whip. But
by the way, Tokyo does not have Dole Whip.
What is wrong with them?
How is it really Adventureland if there is no Dole Whip?
Right?
I don't understand. What is this?
The whole nation.
Why do you have an Orleans Square and there is no Princess Tiana? What is this?
That's crazy. Like they're so I'm shocked by that. Huh. But that's a whole nother. So where are your favorite places to eat?
Favorite places to eat. My favorite dinner is gonna be Chef Mickey's. Because
of the interactions?
You can get anything. Everybody can eat, and you can fill up, and the dessert bar is to die for. And then where else are you going to see the Fab Five at one time?
See, I thought that's what you would say. I mean, I thought it would be about a character interaction.
And then at night, a lot of times you get, depending on what time you've got your reservations booked, you might even be able to see the fireworks at Magic Kingdom. So that's ultimately my favorite place for dinner or lunch. Dinner or lunch. My favorite place for breakfast is 1900 Park Fair. Because the juice tastes like Jesus stuck his finger in it.
Which is a good thing, right? Just to be clear. That's
a good thing. That juice,
like, no fingers I don't want in the juice.
That juice is so good. It's like this juice has been touched by the Lord, by the hem of his garment. Can I have a to-go cup? Because
and it's juice.
The juice is amazing, and you can't get it anywhere but 1900 Park Fair. And the omelet bar is good, and so are the waffles. But that juice. So
not only have I never eaten there, I'm not even sure if I've heard of it. I don't want to say that because I feel like I'm going to lie.
At the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
breakfast at the Grand Floridian. And also that's a pretty cool place because you get to see a lot of times Mad Hatter is there, and Alice and Mary Poppins. All of our friends from across the pond are typically hanging out at 1900 Park Fair for breakfast.
Really? Huh. Okay. I might need to write that down. Last question, and then again, anybody in chat, if you have any questions for her, now's the time, because I don't want to keep her all night. I mean, she got Game of Thrones to go watch, but so I'm about to do a couple of videos. I plan my videos out on some stuff I want to do. One of the things I want to do is my kind of Disney bucket list, things I haven't done that I want to do. What's yours?
I got to get to Shanghai. I have to. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Your attitude, and I believe you too.
But yeah, I think I've done a good job of seeing and doing everything Disney wise. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I've done. Yeah. But I think next up, I gotta get to Shanghai because I've got to get my picture with my shoes. We got it at every other castle. We got it in front. When
I do my I do the thumbnail afterwards because I'm pretty lazy and stuff, but I'll probably have to do one of you with the Chucks. I love that. If you still don't know what I'm talking about, check out her Instagram. The link's in there, and it'll be in the description too. If you're not following her yet, you're crazy. If you need help with vacations, check her out. I know lots of people do that, but I love me some Nikki, so give her some love right there. Any other questions for her in the chat? We went a little long. I think we started a little late and we went along, so I apologize for that. But I know Game of Thrones and other things, but I try to keep these to an hour just to be respectful. Somebody said strawberry soup. Is that a thing at 1900? Because strawberry soup?
I've never had it.
That's I mean, I love strawberries, but I don't know.
I've never had it.
The Lucky Minute wants to know what's your favorite country to visit, and I don't think they mean World Showcase. They mean actual country.
Okay.
But so, you can say World Showcase country if you want, because that would be my answer.
Mexico is where I start. Just put it that way.
Okay.
you are. I think you're a punk if you don't start in Mexico. So gotta start.
We've done both, actually. I think we've done both. Yeah, we have. We've done it both ways.
Start in Mexico, but favorite country, like actual non-World Showcase country, so far has probably been Egypt. I just got back from Egypt towards the end of March, and it was I come away from every trip changed. This one was a little bit different. You can feel it's a different energy there, and it's a peaceful energy.
Oh, good. I did not expect to hear that. I've heard that it's I've heard you can't visit as many places right now because of the political situation. So I'm glad.
I'm in every place I want to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had no problem, and the people were wonderful and welcoming, and
people are always wonderful. It's the governments that are the problem.
It was just, I mean, it was a amazing trip, and I went by myself. So
did you really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So what was your favorite part of Egypt? What did you get to see? You saw the pyramids, you saw the Sphinx, obviously. What was your favorite?
Favorite thing was I got to see where Jesus, Mary, and Joseph were given asylum, where they stayed. It's still preserved. Wow. A church is built on top of it.
Think about that, 2,000 years. I mean, anything in 2,000 years. Like my backyard doesn't look the same as it did last week because of the rain. That's a gift. That's awesome.
And it's the atmosphere anyway was different, but then you go there, you go in, and it's like, whoa. So I'm leaving this. I'm really leaving out of this place changed. That's awesome. And they've preserved the well. Actually, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see a picture of my Chucks standing over the well.
I love that. I haven't seen that. How did I miss that? I was just talking.
I don't know how you missed that. It was. I want to say I did 2 or 3 Chucks pictures while I was there, and that was one of them. But that was the most amazing thing I saw while in Egypt. Second country would probably be England, just because I'm a bit of a history nerd, and England's got some great history.
Yeah. One of my best, one of all of our in chat's best YouTube friends is Disney Dan, and he's a former cast member. He's in England, unfortunately for him. You know, whatever. We're gonna have a USA versus England conversation with, but he's probably in bed now because he's been busy. But I am not seeing your. Oh no, maybe it's that one. I'm looking for it. No, that ain't it. Well, I don't want to make people in the chat watch me look up your thing. I'm going to drop Stacy. I'm going to drop it right now. I was just going to say I'm going to drop Nikki's Instagram one more time. Again, all the links. The 2 links are in the description, but here is her IG link. Boom, there we go. Look at me, Angela, Pirate Princess Red. I'm getting better at that, right? We got a few amazing mods in here, but Pirate Princess Red has hooked me up in learning how to do all that. Kay Atwood says Scotland's on her bucket list. Yeah, that looks beautiful.
On mine also.
Yeah.
It's Scotland.
I haven't done international travel. Like, I'm almost embarrassed to say it. I love to travel, but I haven't done any international.
You think it's easier and more affordable than you think. You just got to look for the deals.
It's kind of like concentric circles out. I lived in Southern California. I live in Texas, so there's so much in California to do. That's part of it. I got to be honest. Hey, Sherry, so glad you're here. I want to do international travel, but I'm certainly not. I love national parks. If we're going to Disney, we're going to Disney. If we're not going to Disney, I'm probably going to a national park. I haven't even been to Yellowstone yet. I'm a national park freak, so there's a lot I still want to do. But
America's easy because America, you can always do America on weekend trips.
Yeah. You know what? That's funny you were saying that. Paula and I have been talking about trying to do some 3-day weekend, kind of take one day off kind of thing. We don't even use all our vacation time, and that's kind of stupid.
It's a matter of paying attention to when those plane tickets drop and just snatching them up and just going.
Yeah, I haven't learned. I need to pick your brain on all that stuff too, because I just don't. I got enough stuff I got to learn, and I don't know. I would better use my time and my money if I could handle it. Part of it also though is kids. So I have 4 daughters. 2 of them have moved away, and 2 of them are old enough now. For a long time, it was a little pricey to fly everybody everywhere. I think hopefully Paul and I are getting in the world there that. Well, maybe it gets a little more affordable and realistic. Oh, what? Oh, Game of Thrones. Oh.
Yes.
Well, I think that is a good segue. If you have any questions now's the time, because I'm going to let her go and watch Daenerys do her thing. Daenerys, right? Did I get that right?
Yep.
See, I know what I'm talking about. Here's a question. Stacy says, please tell Nikki I said thank you for sharing the pic. That says, I'm going to let God fix it because I know I can't talk. You guys can read it. Yeah, she's got what is it? May the Lord be with you.
Oh, my shirt.
Yeah, I love that one. But anyway, go check her out on Instagram. Go check her out on Facebook. Hey, PMDB, welcome in. I so appreciate you doing this. I've been wanting to just chat with you, just me and you, but this has been even better. I hope you had fun. Anything you want the people to know? Anything you want to share with them about anything, really?
Follow me on Instagram. If you've got any questions, definitely feel free to shoot me a DM or drop a question in the comments on Instagram. I'm an open book.
It's a good book, and it's full of all kinds of cool chapters.
More than happy to talk to you. I do post some crazy stuff on my I'm a nerd, and whatever gets posted, so it's usually some funny stuff, but and also lots of food, because traveling and eating are my ministry. my ministry hashtag is Snacks Ministry International, because I eat on other continents.
Well, you got a great Chuck's hashtag too. You want to share that?
My Chuck's hashtag is Adventure is in My Soul, SOLE. And I'm actually in the process of getting my first children's book copywritten, so that it can be published soon. And it's all about a little girl who travels around the world in her trucks.
We've talked about that a little bit offline before, but I might know somebody who runs an after-school program. Might be able to get that in some kids' hands. So we'll talk about that another time.
But anyway, first.
yeah, that's cool. See, and my mom's an author too. She's written a couple books, so I should probably get you guys in the same room or on the same phone. But anyway. I appreciate your time tonight. I hope you had fun. I hope everybody in chat enjoyed it. As I always say at this time, I don't keep up with chat real well on these, because I want to concentrate on the guests. I don't know if Gonzo is still here. Thank you for the super chat, Gonzo. I'm going to message him. I don't know if he saw my response, but I'll message him directly. But that was amazing. Love you for that. I do have a travel agent. She's right there, Mark. That's my travel agent. So check her out if you haven't already. Follow her. Please give her some love. Nikki, love you to death. Love you to death. so negative. Love you a lot.
See you soon in the next week, probably.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't even know what the date is. Actually, you want to know what I'm doing Tuesday?
What's
With
that?
my daughter. So she's talking about my daughter a little bit. We're going to see, who am I going? I'm going to see, is it Ariana Grande? I think I'm going to see Ariana Grande. I'm going to see somebody that I'm not even a fan of because, you know, daughters.
Yep. You
So,
gotta take one for the team.
yeah, it'll be a vlog of me being the old guy, but whatever. But anyway, I so appreciate you guys being here in chat. Nikki, thank you again. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody in chat. I'll keep you for like 1 or 2 minutes afterwards, just say thank you one-on-one. But everybody in chat, thank you so much for being here.
Bye, everyone.
Really appreciate the time. Friday with Gonzo. Next Sunday, I've got a couple people who are maybes. May have another former cast member, Disney Princess. We're in negotiation on the time, but it'll be good whoever we get. I got a whole bunch of people that are in the queue, as they say, coming up that you're gonna like. Please give her some love. I really appreciate it. Good luck on your finals, Fulton. Stacey, yeah, please. You can drop anybody. You can always, if it's a Disney creator, promote the heck out of it. Totally fine with me. I am going to close up the stream now, though, so do it quick, Stacey. But thank you, guys. Go watch your Game of Thrones or whatever it is you're going to do, and go do something awesome for somebody. It's the best way to make your day better. Nikki, love you. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.